Whether through her layered multi-medium landscapes or interactive installations, Neive Nilsson explores confronting themes of impermanence and uncertainty, attempting to reframe them as awe-inspiring instead of fear-inducing. For me, this final term was about folding scrambled, branching ideas into one identifiable practice that would allow me to both have a critical practice and to, in the future, create sellable art pieces under one name. For both my installations and artworks like paintings or prints to sit nicely next to one another under the same frameworks. For this reason, my VIVA has two parts. Part 1 is installations and Part 2 is 2D work. Part 1. Installations. I chose to use the degree show as an opportunity to get another example of a public-facing installation into my portfolio. As in the industry, the opportunity to get an ideal installation space is harder than acquiring a space for paintings or other sellable pieces. I incorporated multiple skills and materials into the installation design that I hadn't worked with yet, but knew I'd need experience with for a few future ideas. The main one was to actualize an item from a digital CAD design. I collaborated with artist and friend Finian James Clark to design a 3D printed geometric dome that would act as part of my bed canopy and would host some projection art. I learned new ways of thinking about practical design, such as ways to weight bear something safely for the public. I used the university's 3D printing facilities to actualize the design, and although I was working to a project timeline I made, I learned to leave more time for error and to research material further. I want my artworks to be situated in the industry in a sustainability-conscious way, and I'd learnt in hindsight that if I'd used PLA instead of PETG as a material, I could have made it biodegradable. One adaptation I made to the work was adding a sound with headphones element. I needed my space to feel meditative, and the artist next to me had warned me there could be loud, motorised and water-splashing sounds. So this choice meant our installations worked better alongside one another. I made sure I had backup items such as an existing bed frame and a plain dome made with papier-mâché onto a meteorological balloon, just in case anything went wrong with either the Plan A bed or dome. To bring Deathbed to the London show, Free Range X Falmouth, and work around space limitations, I'll be showing a film about the project instead of the installation itself. My next idea of an installation is my mass extinctions tapestry. It will show the previous near-apocalypses of the Earth and depict the next one in motion, with an interactive element, communicating that we are all weaving this potential reality together. Although I knew I wouldn't be able to actualise this for the degree show, I have researched into how I can actualise it in the longer-term future by looking into the Arts Council funding process and application, as well as communicating with West Dean Tapestry Studio, who have worked with contemporary artists such as Tracy Emin. I have questioned them about how sustainable their process is and hope to hear back. Part 2. 2D work. Due to my DFA event at Sailors' Jail being successful, I was offered a job there as gallery staff and teaching assistant in their franchise of Signet's children's art classes. Through teaching painting to children and being involved in many successful sales of art pieces, I have been inspired to progress a 2D art practice again. I deliberately have been preparing a setup for a portable practice due to a transition to nomadic van life. My studio practice will soon be limited to a vehicle's storage after graduation, when I will be travelling in Europe for 3 months focusing on developing landscapes based on the places I visit. This time will be to critically study the culture, history and site-specific moments of where I am situated, then generating pieces from my discoveries. Working in Sailors' Jail has taught me social media techniques and about international online sales and postage, so I now feel confident starting to sell artworks online and posting them from wherever I will be. I've ensured I have some digital skills to equip me with having a future creative business. My role in the degree show's catalogue team taught me more about InDesign and digital printing, and I have also purchased 2 of the university's ACP courses. Once I return from Europe and get back involved with Sailors' Jail, I hope to sell some artworks here and grow my name. I've committed to taking over a workshop space in spring 2026. Here I will create a personal studio where I can, inspired by Sailors' Jail's operations, double up with hosting a children's art school for income. There are storage containers attached where I can store items for my installation elements. I hope that this space will allow me to expand both routes of my practice.